Hello. So today we're going to be talking about disability and insurance and some of the issues that we've had over time with Hank, being diagnosed with Lewy body dementia. My name is Madonna Brown and this is Hank Brown. And when Hank was age 46, he began to have symptoms of Lewy body dementia, and he is now 56. So it's been a 10-year path on a road that we didn't know that we were ever going to take, and we really didn't want to take that road, but we did, and here we are now. So I thought today we would just talk about disability and how that process went for you. Would that be okay? Okay. Do you got anything that you can think about with disability that you want to tell them, like your struggles with it?
I can't remember what my struggles.
Okay.
I know that I worked for a long time, and somehow in the end, I didn't get nothing, no benefits, no nothing, and I worked so many jobs, was in the military, um, did moving and storage, I did all kinds of stuff. And when it come time for me, I'm just speaking for myself, when it come to my time, they said that I hadn't worked in the last 5 years.
Right. Right.
And that was because I was staying home taking care of my daughter and what else?
You were going to college.
And I was going to college full time. And when it come down to it, we tried to give me disability. I kind of lost from there. I don't know what.
Right. Yeah, you didn't work. He didn't work for the last 5 years prior to applying for disability because he was in college full time. We had a private practice where I was a counselor, and then he was doing his internship at that practice. And when you're doing an internship, you don't get paid. And then he got his A, which means he became an associate, a licensed professional counselor associate, and then he began to draw a little bit of a paycheck. But when time come for him to apply for disability, he got sick so soon, it showed that he hadn't worked in the last 5 years. And Hank's, when he started out, as a teenager at age 16, he started out working. And then he was in the National Guard for 13 years. He worked, as he said, at moving and storage. He was getting his undergrad degree. He was in ROTC at that time. And then once he was in the National Guard, he was working at an auto parts house for years. And then after that, he went on to work at different prison systems. And when we moved from Kentucky to North Carolina, he worked down there at the prison system. And he was a correctional officer, and then he was a case manager. So Hank worked, we figured it up, Hank worked for 41 years of his life, and when time come for him to draw disability, he could not draw anything because he had not worked in the last 5 years. Even though he had worked, he just hadn't drawn a paycheck. So that was really frustrating for us. And now it really brings on anger, I think, for both of us. I'm sad about it. And we're telling you these things because we want other people to know that these are things that we went through. And if there's anything that you can do to avoid it, okay. But I just always assumed that if you worked, when time come, if you become disabled, you'd automatically draw something. But he could not. So the next step in the story was we moved from North Carolina back to Kentucky after 13 years. And when we got to Kentucky, I wasn't seeing as many clients because I was transferring over to telehealth, and that was before COVID, so it wasn't something that everybody did. It was new. And our income dropped, and at that point we applied for supplemental security income, which is called SSI, and it's based on your income. So we worked on that, and Hank began to draw a small check off of that based on his income.
And it made me feel good because I got that little bit.
But it sure did. And Hank said, what'd you say? You felt like you were helping out. You're doing your part.
Yeah, I was finally doing my part because I got it, and then
right.
Well, you go after that. I don't
Right. So then he began to get Medicaid. So I didn't have to have Blue Cross and Blue Shield or any insurance on him. He got Medicaid, he drew SSI, and everything went well for about 2 years, something like it. And after the first year, I began to make a little more money, but we still fell right into the category where he could still draw. So the next year, about 3 years in, I turned in our taxes and they couldn't find anything. But anyway, what happened in the end, my income got more and more, and finally, when they renewed his SSI, I sent in our taxes, and we had to pay back $10,600. And now Hank cannot draw disability. He cannot get any kind of help in that way, but they put him on what they call a Medicaid waiver. Now I'm telling you this also is because I never heard of such a thing as a Medicaid waiver. You can make, I'm not for sure, but I think you can make whatever money, but I know you can make over $100,000. The lady said she wasn't for sure how much exactly.
This is for Kentucky.
As far as I know, it's for Kentucky. I don't know that it applies to every other state, but you could look it up in your state. So Hank is on a Medicaid waiver, and he gets Medicaid that pays for everything. If today he got really sick and he needed a hospital bed, he needed whatever, they would pay for it. So he's on that Medicaid waiver. What that means is now he goes to active day, which is an adult daycare, because we want to make sure he's getting enough hours in to show that he needs the Medicaid waiver, because he just goes to the doctor and gets some medicine and he doesn't use a lot of the Medicaid. He doesn't use it often. So we want to make sure he continues to get that. But back to what we're talking about. The issue is he could not get disability, worked for 41 years, could not draw any kind of paycheck from all the years that he worked. And then now that he has no way to help with the income, which I'm fine with. We make enough money to pay our bills and stuff. But how is that for you?
What?
That you're not drawing a check, you're not making money.
Well, I finally come to realize that that's what I've been dealt.
That's a good point.
That ain't nothing I can change. It ain't nothing I can go and turn it around or
True.
what. I hate the word being stuck, but I don't really feel stuck. I feel, thank goodness I got Madonna and, got grandchildren and stepkids and, and stuff. So, what's that old song? Look on the bright side of life.
Always look on the bright side of life. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when it's looking low sometimes I think the lows sometimes gives you more than the highs sometimes. Does that make sense?
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah. The lows give you more than the highs.
Sometimes.
Do you know what the lows have given you?
Well, I've been able to go with my stepson. He takes me to movies and, we go places. So, that's a positive.
It is a positive.
I could have just laid down and just went into a deep depression, but that wouldn't do me no good, wouldn't let anybody in our family do any good. So, I just had to deal with it. And so far, it's worked out pretty good.
And don't worry, I fell in that deep depression for you.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was, well, I still get depressed a lot of days, but if Hank's mood's good, my mood is good. If his mood is bad, then mine is bad too. And in the beginning, I just cried all the time, day and night. If I woke up, I was crying, I was praying, and it was just, yeah. And now I think we both have come to realize this is just the hand that we've been dealt, and this is where we need to be. And when people say, why me? Why me? And I'm thinking, well, why not me? Why not Hank? We're no better than anybody else for this to happen to our family. And I will have to say, and I'll probably repeat this a lot as time goes on, but there was someone that wrote in the comments and said she took care of her husband who died after 10 years. And she said it was an honor to take care of him. So I've been really trying to focus on that it's an honor to take care of Hank. And I think about, that God would allow me to be the one to take care of Hank. And I'm trying to just get a different mindset in that, because it's a burden, it's a stressor, it's a struggle. But in a way, I see what she's saying. It is an honor. That out of all the people in the world, I'm the one that God said, hey, you're going to get to take care of Hank Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my job now.
One of many.
One of many, exactly. One of many.
Many jobs you got.
We did get some shaving done yesterday. May not look like it, but we did shave some, and it was weird for me. I'm not saying it was for Hank, but it was weird for me. Yeah, I thought any minute I'm going to cut his throat, and so it was hard. So yeah, if you have any comments that maybe you have some knowledge that you could share with us, some information, to know that maybe we didn't do something that we needed to do about disability, and Hank would still be able to get disability. But I haven't been able to figure out a way. I've researched it. I've not contacted a lawyer or anything like that. But I just can't understand, after all those years of living and working, that he just is not able to get anything. But I still am so thankful that we make a good living, and we're able to move on. And now, right now, you have one client that you still see, and which is a positive. And I think about, too, there's things that Hank can do around the house, not every single day. The dogs. We got 2 dogs, and he lets them out. Every time they go outside, he lets them out. If they get wet and they come in, he dries them.
Yay.
Garbage. You're the garbage
I'm
man.
the garbage man, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He is the garbage man.
Yep, he's a garbage man.
How is that for you, being the garbage man?
Gives me something to do. Every, Thursday?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Oh, we have a cat.
Mm-hmm.
And so what else are you? You clean out the litter box.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's even more fun.
So he cleans out the litter box. He takes out the garbage. Yep. So you can feel important. How about that?
Yeah, the cat loves me, and the
That's
dogs
right.
love me.
As long as you don't start asking for a paycheck for it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't have no money either.
That's right. They don't have any money. They pay you with licks, and you can rub them for them to pay you. Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, I think Hank makes a really good point. It's the hand that we're dealt, and now we can turn it around and talk about the good things. And yeah, he is getting to spend time with people that he normally would not be able to if he had a job he had to go to. And matter of fact, he spends more time with my son and the grandkids than I do, because I'm working and he's out enjoying, and I'm so thrilled that he can. So if you have any questions, you have any comments, if you got any information you can share with us, we would love to know about disability or any of that, if you have any idea. Another thing I wanted to say too, his SSI that he got, and now we have to repay the $10,600 back. I wanted to let you know that when I called them, I found out they do not charge interest. They do not care how much you pay a month, and they do not care how long it takes you to pay it back. So if any of that has happened to you, or if it ever does, you'll know that that's what we were told by Social Security. So therefore, we just set up a payment plan that was in our budget. We didn't struggle with it. I didn't try to get a loan or do anything to pay it off. I just pay that every single month. No interest, no fees, no nothing. So again, if you have questions, comments, please let us know. And if you can, please hit the subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notifications. We're going to try to start putting out 2 or 3 videos a week if we can. Our channel has increased in subscribers and views, and I just think maybe that means that people want to hear what we got to say, and I want to make sure that others have this knowledge. If we've got it, I want to make sure that you have it. Feel free to ask any question, because we're not afraid to answer them. Hank always says, you tell your clients and people way too much. I probably do, but I don't want people to go through the things that we've been through without the knowledge that we have. All right, so we appreciate you watching, and if there's anything we can do for you, just let us know. Thank you. Bye-bye.